Hey, this is Meir, your friend. My goodness, what a hot summer everywhere in the world except in San Francisco. Of course, what I mean, unfortunately, is the um, northern hemisphere, not the southern hemisphere. I have many friends there too. But what I want to tell you is that it is wonderful that we have a colder weather here, 66 Fahrenheit, 19 Celsius, and not outrageous weather. But when I was running in the morning, it was windy. And when I took my client to the balcony that watches the beach, it was foggy. It wasn't foggy this morning, but it disturbed us to see the distance. However, I prepared him very beautifully to a cataract surgery. Although in most cases, I do anything I can do to prevent that from happening. But each case is different. And I made his eye healthy, and most likely he'll pass the surgery in a good way. It's very interesting that a few days ago, when it was cooler on the beach, one man stopped me and said to me, "You know, it's nice that you're running with a bathing suit, bathing in the cold ocean, because it's nice to cool the body. And truthfully, it's nice to cool the body if the body then warms up. And as you get to your third part of your life, it's so important that the body would cool and then will warm. If it cannot warm, then the body is not in as good shape. And that indicates your circulation. So let's remember that in order to have good circulation, we have to have flexible joints because that means that the muscles that move the joints are even. What do I mean by even? I mean that opposing muscles work equally. And so no muscle tightens around a blood vessel and the blood flows at great ease, like a river. In fact, it flows faster than a river in your body. Think about the fact that your heart beats 100,000 times a day. Think about the fact that you move 14 gallons of blood, if not more, per week, and how you could influence. Remember the tips that I gave you on circulation that when the body is light and when you're not fatigued, you know your blood flows well. And when your body is heavy and you're fatigued, it doesn't. Well, it's always refreshing to be on the beach. It's refreshing to bathe in the cold water. I can tell you that then standing in a cold shower feels warm, and then changing it to a hot shower after a few minutes feels so comfortable, feels like a bliss. Many people these days, for contraction that could be temporary in their muscles and with a great discouragement, become really tight and arthritic. And sometimes the solutions are rather simple to loosen up your belt or take your belt off. For example, in my case, I had knee tension, but walking on the beach took away the tension. In the past, I had once in a while great hip tension, but bathing in the Mediterranean when I was teaching classes in Israel, and when I was in Greece and I was teaching a couple of workshops and was on a TV show and had a bunch of sessions, it was wonderful to swim in the Mediterranean from both of its directions and to loosen up my hip joints. I am so happy with what happens when you just do some simple things: jumping on a trampoline, walking on grass, walking on the sand, lifting a little bit of weight, and you take away pain that will eventually put you in a doctor's office. And remember the story of me being in the river, being hit by a bunch of stones, nearly drowning, and then having a hard time walking. And when I started to walk, I thought about my feet lifting me up, my hands lifting me up, and I prevented weeks in the hospital just thinking that because the pain disappeared within a day. My friends, you can change your faith in a minute if you decide to go on it naturally. And that's why I'm giving my lectures. Tomorrow, on June 12th, I'm going to be from 6:30 to 8:30 or quarter to 9. I'm going to teach guide for self-healing through movement and natural vision improvement in the Songbird Healing Center in Katati. It's a beautiful center. On the 13th, I'm going to do a workshop online, Thursday the 13th, 10 to 11:30 in San Francisco, which is 1 to 3:30 in the Eastern Coast, 7 to 8:30 in Europe, 6 to 7:30 in England, and 8 to 9:30 in Israel. 1,000 people looked at the webinar that I did a couple of weeks ago on YouTube, and I'm so proud of it. 1,000 people. Well, I hope that we'll have hundreds of people in the free uh, lecture slash workshop guide for self-healing for movement and natural vision improvement on Thursday. And of course, I hope to have as many people from Northern California in this beautiful center in Katati. But I also hope to have many more of you in our one day, Wednesday, June 19th, webinar on self healing through movement and natural vision improvement. We're going to work on it very seriously. We're going to suggest for you to take many items that you need for the workshop, and it could transform your life. And it's going to be inexpensive and easy to look at. So please register right now to the webinar. And also, I hope to have a couple more of you. There are a couple more spaces in the basic training of my work. It's done in a way that it's easy to learn, and yet you learn in depth 7 subjects on the body, and you learn the depth of body work and the depth of movement. And where could it be better than the School for Self-Healing by the ocean? Anyone who comes to our school understands how great our facility is. It's modest, but it has a nice cork floor to stretch and move in, nice trampoline, nice hot tub. The beach is wonderful. And so I can't wait to see many of you in different situations coming to us from different parts of the world, as many people do. We'll have at least one person from Japan in the next class. Come from anywhere in the United States or the world. I'm looking forward to see you all and love you all, Meir.